Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score. I'm your host Steve Ortman, alongside me this week, Tim O'Neill. Tim, I can't believe it, but are you ready?
Ready for what?
No, Tim, I said, are you ready?
Yeah, I said ready for what?
Oh yeah? Are you ready for some football? A Friday night party. We got Nick and Harris and Hunter and Drake to get this party started. So kick back, relax, grab some popcorn in the stands, cause all my rowdy friends are here on Friday night. Yeah! Is that good? That's good. I'm ready. You ready or what? Football!
Yeah,
Football!
I'm ready. I guess I'm ready.
Yeah, so anyway, football started. High school football. The greatest time of year and what we do.
You need a second?
Yeah, I'm ready. No.
Okay.
Shape. I run. I run to the fridge. So we're good.
Yep. Okay.
So let's talk a little high school football. Yes, sir. The time has arrived. The football season's underway in all 3 states. And we look at week 1 last week in Iowa. One city team got in the win column to start their season.
Yeah, Dubuque Senior turned into a defensive struggle. They won 7-6 over Linn-Mar at Dalzell Field. The lone touchdown was a QB sneak by Tommy Casey. Defense held up. There was a special teams miscue that allowed Linn-Mar to have a chance to potentially tie the game up, but then Linn-Mar just missed the extra point. The defense did the rest as Senior won the season opener.
All right, it's always good to get on the winning side of things to start the season. Now, Wahlert and Hempstead both suffered defeats, but they're going to look to get back on track here coming up on Friday. That's a beautiful thing. You lose a game, you only got 1 week to put it behind you, move on to the next game, and get ready to come on top in that one. So, looking around the area, Western Dubuque, huge win for them to start the season, and a record-breaking performance from Drake George.
Yeah, for Western Dubuque, it was their first game back in 3A after a couple of years playing at the 4A level. And go figure, they were playing a game against another team that had played at the 4A level, was coming down to 3A in Clinton. The Bobcats got a pretty dominant 45-7 victory. You mentioned the record-breaking performance. Drake George, an all-state receiver last year, had pretty much every Western Dubuque program receiving record except for one. He entered the game needing 47 receiving yards to break the career record, and he did so on a 17-yard touchdown reception in the third quarter. It was part of a 26-point third quarter in which the Bobcats really pulled away. They'd only led 13-0 at halftime and really kind of put Clinton away there. Gave up a touchdown in the fourth quarter, but that was really it, and WD just with a very strong first game.
Yes, absolutely. And think about what Drake George has done there at Western Dubuque, and this is the first game of the season, his senior year, and he's really got many games in front of him here to really just shatter this mark. Just a remarkable feat on his part.
Absolutely. I got to imagine he's going to have a huge season. He had 5 receptions for 85 yards and the touchdown. And the thing is, WD has a bunch of receiving threats, so if teams start to double cover him, look out, because there's somebody else that's going to burn you.
Yeah, new quarterback there stepping in for the Bobcats. I hear he's known for baseball, but he didn't look too shabby at quarterback on for last Friday night.
Yeah, he was 12 of 16, 160-some yards and 2 touchdowns, moved the chains with his feet as well. And, the Bobcats have had a great run of quarterbacks over the past few seasons. If you go back to, even just the past 4 or 5 years, Quinn Baumhover, Dylan Gatto, Nolan Baumhover, and now with Calvin Harris, and they got another capable backup in Sam Goodman. There's another Baumhover at the sophomore level. So WD's really become a cradle of quarterbacks here over the past few years.
Yes, absolutely. And you're looking at my side of things, the lower classes there, and Iowa really stood out to me last Friday night were a couple of running backs. Cascade dropping down to 1A this season. They got a new running back, Colby Holmes. He was huge as the Cougars held off Class 2A rival Monticello 39-34 wild finish. Colby Holmes, though, he had 153 yards, 3 touchdown runs. He left the game with cramps, came back in when the team needed it most. It was a 6-point game. He was a huge part of that final drive to push him into the end zone and hold on to that win. And then I also look at Bellevue, Hunter Clausen. This kid was phenomenal last year, and he started off the season amazing. 5 touchdowns, huge game for the Comets as they go on the road and beat Edgewood Colesburg to start their season. Of course, this is going to be fun to see some of these matchups this season in the same district. You're looking at Cascade, Bellevue, and Dyersville-Beckman, who played tough against LaPorte City Union on Friday night, came up short, but those matchups all against each other should be a lot of fun. So now we look ahead this Friday night. What kind of matchups are we looking at here Friday that stand out to you?
Well, actually, I'm going to start a day early. The day this comes out, Thursday.
Oh, Thursday night football.
Thursday
Dun, dun, dun.
night football.
Ooh.
Dubuque-Wahlert at Davenport Assumption. A second straight, very tough game to open the season for the Golden Eagles. They lost their opener at West Delaware, which is a perennial contender in the eastern half of the state, and Davenport Assumption is the same thing. So that's going to be a tough game for the Golden Eagles. But they got some things going in their season opener last week. You know, they scored 20 points on West Delaware, which obviously that's a good start. So put some of that together, build some momentum, and try and get that first win. Then on Friday night, Hempstead, you know, they had a tough 1-point loss in its opener on the road. They had a field goal block that would have won the game. They're coming home. They're going to play Cedar Rapids, Washington. That'll be a tough game. And then Dubuque Seniors on the road at Davenport North. That's the team that beat Hempstead. Seniors going to be looking to start the season 2-0. And then looking at Western Dubuque, they got a tough one too. They are going to be at Williamsburg. It's one of the state's strongest teams in Class 3A, so some tough games coming up this weekend.
Sure, you're looking at my end. You got, Cascade's going on the road to play Benton Community. You'll have Bellevue and Beckman playing at home. And the matchup I'm intrigued by, I'm going to be hitting always one of the most fun games to go to on the Illinois side of the river. Great rivalry matchup. East Dubuque visiting Galena. Both teams had a tough start to the season, tough opponents. They're both shut out. So on Friday night in a rivalry matchup, you know, a lot of energy, excitement into this game. Both teams are going to be looking for their first win and their first points of the season. So I'm really looking forward to that game. In football, Tim, takes one win and certainly your season can turn around. So a little momentum picked up by one of these teams on Friday night could go a long way. So we'll have all the coverage for you this weekend on Saturday, telegraphherald.com, as well as the print edition. That is going to do it for this week's edition of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score. I'm your host, Steve Ortman, alongside Tim O'Neill. We will see you next week.